You're watching Reality Check on a day when India, North India particularly, has been burnt with Dalit anger. The protests are meant to have been sparked by recent amendments made to the laws meant to prevent atrocities against Dalits and tribals, the SC/ST Act as it's known. But the intensity of the protests raises doubts over whether the anger is just limited to modifications in the law. Today, totally 7 people have been killed, most of them in Madhya Pradesh. Most of them, it appears, by gunshot wounds. The police deny that they have been killed in police firing. If this is true, it raises the spectre of inter-caste violence. The protests have scorched at least 7 states: UP, MP, Bihar, Rajasthan, Odisha, Punjab, Delhi. Now, these images that you're watching have made it difficult to focus on the specifics of the legal modifications. These are pictures coming to you from all across the country. But let's attempt that anyway, as a starting point. The court, in response to a petition from a government official alleging that the act was misused against him, made 2 specific modifications which have sparked the unrest. The court has amended the principle of automatic arrest. It said that coercive action against public servants accused of hostility towards Dalits and tribals can only be taken after written permission from a higher authority. For private citizens, arrest only after sanction from a senior superintendent of police. The court also said that anticipatory bail to the accused, which was earlier not permitted under the law, could be granted if there appeared to be no prima facie case. The judges said this was to prevent the act from being used to blackmail or wreak personal vengeance. The judges said this was to prevent the act, as I said, to be misused. All right, the government has filed a petition in the court asking it to review its decision. It says it strongly opposes the court's view, but we'll have to see what happens to that petition as the government does damage control. Also joining us tonight then on the debate, we have with us Savitri Phule. She's a BJP MP from Lok Sabha, from UP. Pawan Kheda, spokesperson of the Congress party, joining us. Also joining us is Amarendra Sharan. He's the former Additional Solicitor General of India and someone who's been a friend of the court in this case, amicus curiae as it's known. Rahul Sonpimple is joining us here in the studio. He is a convener of an Ambedkarite Students' Union at JNU. Desh Ratan Nigam, member of the RSS and lawyer, joining us. Alright, सबसे पहले सावित्री फूले जी, मैं आपसे पूछना ये चाह रहा था कि आप ही की सरकार है, लेकिन हम देख रहे हैं कि पूरे देश में इतना गुस्सा फैल रहा है. क्या आप मानते हैं कि ये सिर्फ जो कोर्ट ने जो SC/ST एक्ट में बदलाव किए कि वही सिर्फ वजह नहीं है? एक ज़्यादा गुस्सा है दलित समाज में और वो अब सामने उभर के आ रहा है. सावित्री जी, क्या मेरी आवाज़ पहुंच रही है आप तक?
हाँ जी, अब आ रही है आवाज़ आपकी? आ रही है.
हाँ, मेरा सवाल ये था,
अब आ रही है आपकी आवाज़? हाँ,
मेरा सवाल ये था कि ये जो हम आज देख रहे हैं, पूरा देश जल रहा है, दलित समाज इतना नाराज क्यों है? सिर्फ कोर्ट की ऑर्डर जो उन्होंने एक्ट को अमेंड किया, क्या वही वजह है या क्या और भी वजह है? और क्या आप मानते हैं कि आप ही की सरकार, जो भाजपा सरकार है, उसकी एक तरह से ये फेलियर है कि वो उसको कंटेन नहीं कर पाई?
धीरे करो.
कि बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने जो भारत के संविधान में अनुसूचित जात और जनजाति महिलाओं के लिए, पिछड़ी जातियों के लिए जो उनकी रक्षा के लिए कानून की व्यवस्था दी थी, उस कानून के तहत उनकी रक्षा होती थी. बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जी के दिए गए भारत के संविधान में जो कानून था, उसके खिलाफ रीट करने के, जिसने भी रीट किया है वो अनुसूचित जाति के विरोधी, पिछड़ी जात के विरोधी, जनजाति के विरोधी, महिलाओं के विरोधी हैं. अगर वो रीट ना किए होते तो आज ये स्थिति भारत में नहीं होती. अनुसूचित जाति का दिमाग डाइवर्ट करने के लिए जो ये घटना हुई है, इस घटना की पूरी जांच होनी चाहिए, जिससे ये पता चल सके कि ये घटना का अंजाम अनुसूचित जाति के ऊपर
नहीं। लेकिन सावित्री जी,
अनुसूचित जाति का व्यक्ति कभी ऐसा घटना नहीं कर सकता। हमारा समाज तो इतना दबा कुचला ऐसे कमजोर है जो
नहीं,
कभी
लेकिन मैं आपसे
ऐसी स्थिति आने में,
जी मैं समझ रहा हूं आप क्या बोल रही हैं, लेकिन मैं आपसे कुछ और पूछ रहा हूं। मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूं कि आपने खुद कुछ दिन पहले, इस घटना से पहले आपने खुद कहा था, आपने एक तरह से अपने ही पार्टी, अपने ही सरकार को चेतावनी दी थी कि वो ऐसा कुछ न करें जिससे दलित समाज नाराज हो जाए, कि एक भय है कि ये सरकार जो दलितों का जो हक है, रिजर्वेशन हो या जो भी है, उसको डाइल्यूट करने का एक आसार मिल रहा है लोगों को। क्या ये भी एक वजह है?
देखिए, ये तो टीवी, रेडियो, अखबार के माध्यम से पढ़ने को, देखने को, सुनने को मिलता है कि कभी कहा जा रहा है कि हम भारत के संविधान को बदलने के लिए आए हैं, कभी कहा जा रहा है कि हम आरक्षण को समाप्त करेंगे, कभी कहा जा रहा है कि हम संविधान की समीक्षा करेंगे, कभी कहा जा रहा है कि आरक्षण और संविधान को ऐसा खत्म करेंगे कि रहना न रहना बराबर होगा। तो अगर संविधान, आरक्षण खत्म होगा तो हमारे बहुजन समाज का अधिकार खत्म हो जाएगा। इसलिए अपने हक, हिस्से के अधिकार की लड़ाई लड़ने के लिए बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने संवैधानिक अधिकार दिया था, और उस अधिकार के तहत अनुसूचित जाति के लोगों ने भारत बंद का ऐलान किया था। लेकिन जो भारत बंद में कुछ अराजक तत्वों ने जाकर अनुसूचित जाति के लोगों के साथ जो आज घटना हुई है, मैं इस घटना जिसने भी किया इसका पुख्ता से जांच होनी चाहिए, और जिन लोगों ने किया उनके खिलाफ कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
मैं समझ गया आप क्या कह रही हैं। अमरेंद्र शरण, you feel that all this outrage is misplaced? Is it you feel that the amendments that have been made to the SC/ST Act are justified?
No amendments at all have been made to SC/ST Act. The Supreme Court has merely said that you implement the laws which are there in the Criminal Procedure Code. Criminal Procedure Code says that if somebody is accused of an offence for which the punishment is less than 7 years, then 4 or 5 conditions must be met before he is arrested.
Right.
1, there has to be a credible information. 2, there should be reason to believe that he is likely to abscond, likely to repeat the offence, or he is likely to interfere with the prosecution, or he is likely to destroy the evidence. If these things are not there, then a person who is accused of an offence for which punishment is less than 7 years is not to be arrested. So that's what the court has said.
No, but the court also said that
court has merely asked the.
But the court has the court has brought in these changes because, as I just pointed out in my introduction, that it says that this was done to prevent any victimization, any wrongful personal vendettas being settled. But where is the evidence of this? Where is the evidence that this act is being misused? In fact, those on the other side argue that it's the other way around, that this amendment or dilution, whatever you want to call it, you say that it's not an amendment, is actually going to make Dalits more vulnerable.
Mr. Jain, this is not going to make Dalits more vulnerable. Not a single section of the SC/ST Act has been diluted. Anybody who commits an offence, he will be prosecuted and he will be sent to jail. The objection was only to the arbitrary powers of arrest. Arbitrary powers of arrest must be curbed not only for SC/ST Act, but for all the acts across the board. That was my submission, that for every act, there should be a restriction for against arbitrary arrest. This has already been done in matrimonial cases. Directions have been given in commercial cases. So in these cases also, the court felt that direction should be given.
Okay, so can I just bring in Rahul Sonpimple here? Rahul Sonpimple, do you accept this argument that in fact there is going to be no dilution, that this does not make Dalits more vulnerable, and therefore then is all the anger that we are seeing misplaced?
No, actually, before coming to anger, I want to point out what actually the former speaker said. The point is that the SC/ST Act is been passed in the parliament, in both the houses, and the constitutional provisions, either it's a SC/ST Act or even the reservation for that matter, is a constitutional provision which court only can interpret and court cannot, implement anything.
Yes.
But court is acting as a implementing body, which is basically declining the significance of the provision which are there in the constitution. First point. The other point which I want to say, that the court, if you see the history of the Indian courts, especially I want to talk about the judge and mostly coming from the upper caste. In the present time in Supreme Court, there is no judge from the SC/ST category. One. The second point, 1 minute.
Well, we need to focus on the specific the provisions which they have amended.
I am coming to this point. The second point which I want to talk about, the court is basically, if either you see the Gauri Devi case or even you see the Khairlanji case, court has always, if you see, when it comes to the Dalits or even the gender coming from the oppressed communities, court has always distanced justice from this community.
Okay, well, Rahul, we can't go into so many points. I just want to make one point. I just want to come back to you though, because there are other speakers as well. I was trying to get you specifically on these amendments. I'll come back to you now. You had your chance. I'll come back to you. Pawan Khera, the Congress.
I just wanted to clarify one thing.
Yes. Yes, sir, quickly.
No, I wanted to clarify that the SC/ST Operation Prevention Act does not make it mandatory to arrest a person. It does not make it mandatory that if a complaint is lodged, you have to arrest a person. And for arresting a person, the relevant law is Criminal Procedure Code.
Yes.
And what I have said is that Criminal Procedure Code must be followed fully. And that's what the court has said.
No, but
here
Pawan Khera
say that even if there is no case made out against the SC/ST, a person under SC/ST Act, still he should not be given bail
without the appointing authority.
Okay. Yes, I know. I said that at the outset. The changes appear to be no arrest without the authority of the appointing official or of an SSP, and also the anticipatory bail provision. But Pawan Khera, the Congress has been saying that this is a failure of the BJP. You've been making it into a political point here when you see the kind of anger and protest. But how would you say that? Because this anger has scorched all jurisdictions. There are BJP states where we've seen the outrage. We've seen it in Punjab, which is a Congress state, Odisha, which is a non-BJP state. So how do you tie this to the government and what you call their alleged failure to address the needs of Dalits?
Vasu, when the petition came up in the Supreme Court, in the Honorable Supreme Court, Government of Maharashtra was a party. The Supreme Court also asked the Attorney General to be present. The Additional Solicitor General was present, Mr. Maninderjit Singh. Now, this is one aspect of the failure of this government to be sensitive towards the Dalits. The sub-plan under which X percentage of the budget was supposed to be spent on Dalits was done away with by this government. The backward regional grant was done away with by this government. And look at Saharanpur, Una, Rajasthan. एक दलित अगर घोड़े पे सवार हो जाए तो उसकी हत्या हो जाती है और आप कहते हैं कि गुस्सा क्यों है? No, I demand an inquiry. Who are these elements who are trying to change the headlines of Dalit anger to violence? ये किसने हाईजैक किया है कि गुस्सा एक कहानी नहीं बन रहा, स्टोरी नहीं बन रहा, हिंसा एक स्टोरी बन रही है.
Okay, can I get?
We demand an inquiry in that.
Okay, can I get? सावित्री फूले जी, ये कहा जा रहा है कि सरकार ने, आप ही की पार्टी है, आप ही की सरकार है, कोर्ट में ठीक से ये केस लड़ा नहीं. महाराष्ट्र सरकार खुद इसमें पार्टी थी कोर्ट में, और इस किस्म का जो ऑर्डर आया उसको ठीक से रोक नहीं पाए, चैलेंज नहीं कर पाए.
क्योंकि बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने भारत के संविधान में जो व्यवस्था दिया था, कार्यपालिका, न्यायपालिका और विधायिका के माध्यम से देश का संचालन हो रहा है.
नहीं, मेरा सवाल दूसरा है. और मैं कुछ और पूछ रहा हूं आपसे. मैं ये आपसे पूछ रहा हूं कि क्या आप लगता है कि सरकार ने ठीक से कार्रवाई नहीं कर पाए कोर्ट में, और जो ऑर्डर पास हुआ जिसकी वजह से हम इतना देख रहे हैं, इतने प्रोटेस्ट हम देख रहे हैं, क्या आप उनको जिम्मेदार मानेंगे कि ठीक से उन्होंने कोर्ट में हैंडल नहीं कर पाए?
मैं तो ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि बाबा साहब ने जो भारत के संविधान में कानून बनाया था कि अनुसूचित जाति और जनजाति के महिलाओं के साथ कहीं किसी प्रकार का कोई घटना न हो, इसको कड़े कानून के तहत ये व्यवस्था दी थी कि और जिन लोगों ने अनुसूचित जाति के खिलाफ, जनजाति के खिलाफ जो कानून की व्यवस्था थी उसके तहत वो कोर्ट में जाकर रीट किया और दलितों के पक्ष में निर्णय नहीं आया, जिससे पूरे देश का बहुजन समाज आहत है। मैं तो कहना चाहती हूँ कि जो लोग,
मैं आपका पॉइंट समझ गया। आप इन अ सेंस आप उसी पॉइंट को बार बार दोहरा रही हैं। कैन आई जस्ट ब्रिंग इन देश रत्न निगम that the point that she is making though at the outset, Deshrata Nigam, that this is not just limited to the law and the modifications of the law. There is a perception in the Dalit community that this government, this regime is hostile, wants to amend the constitution, wants to reduce reservations. And then of course the Congress point about multiple atrocities against Dalits.
Let me be very clear, I haven't come across anything from this government as a citizen also that they are trying to change any law so far as Dalits are concerned. There's a perception maybe is being created by certain political parties and I think they are politically justified to do so in order to garner their votes. But I certainly feel this is beyond this judgment. The anger is there. Nobody can deny that the atrocities are taking place in rural, more so in rural and semi-rural, semi-urban areas, and they need to be handled and tackled.
But isn't somewhere the establishment of the day accountable? Because this is happening under the watch of this government and it is happening nationally.
See, what is happening is this judgment that has come out. People are thinking that there is a dilution, certain provisions.
No, I'm saying beyond the judgment, because you yourself admitted this goes much beyond that. So I'm saying, isn't there some political accountability there? Who's accountable for the fact that Dalits are feeling upset, they're feeling vulnerable?
This is a long drawn process. Upliftment cannot take place in one day. Therefore, it is a continuous process of upliftment, even through reservation. Also, if you look at the problems at reservation, the problem arises that the benefits of reservation are going just to the few, not going to the entire population.
You want to respond to that? That this is a long, you can't blame this particular government, this is a long drawn problem.
I fail to understand.
Yeah.
Vasu, I fail to understand what Mr. Amarendra Saran said and now what Mr. Nigam is saying. If there is nothing happening in the Supreme Court, why on earth is Ravi Shankar Prasad going and filing a review petition? Why are you all misleading the people of this country on national network? I'm sorry.
Mr. Khera, I have not saying that
misuse of a law cannot become an excuse to remove a law. Let me finish. Let me finish, please. Let me finish.
Go ahead, Pawan.
Misuse of a law cannot become an excuse to remove the law. निर्भया के बाद सख्त कानून आया ईव टीजिंग के खिलाफ. कल को आप कहेंगे कि वो ईव टीजिंग का जो लॉ है वो मिसयूज हो रहा है, उसको भी हटा दीजिए. Where will it stop? So there are laws. Every law gets misused. Will you remove all the laws in this country and make it a lawless country?